welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be here. My last video I gave you guys a little explanation on why I've been away for a while, and yes, I'm back now and we're just going to continue from where we stopped. I hope you guys missed me. Yeah, I think you guys should be the one telling me welcome back. Actually, just a recap of what I've been talking about on this channel about coming to Canada through the permanent resident route. If you missed my other videos on the eligibility test, how to know if you're even eligible to come to Canada, how to start your permanent resident application, documents that you need, documents to bring, all those other documents. If you missed any of my videos, please just check through my videos. I actually did them sequentially, so step by step, so it will be easier for you guys to follow. But for today, we are talking about landing Canada. I think the last video I did was how to prepare yourself to come to Canada, businesses to learn if you are someone who is hands-on, jobs and other things that you should prepare. And if you need any certifications to get before coming to Canada, any businesses to learn before coming to Canada, I think that was the last video I did. If you missed that video too, please check the videos below. So for today, we're going to be talking about landing Canada, like the expectations. What do you expect once you come down from that plane? I don't see a lot of these videos because everyone just says come to Canada. Once you come to Canada, this is the next step to take when you come to Canada and all that. But landing Canada is another thing entirely, like the steps to take once, even from the plane. I was fortunate enough to talk to people that had already landed, and I asked them questions on what to expect once I come down from that plane. It's another feeling entirely. Like you are coming from a land where you were established and everything is working out for you, and you're coming to a land where you have to start all over again. First thing that came to my mind was, how would I be received? What do I expect? How is the country going to be like? Before I came, actually, I had to check some places because I was landing in Ontario. I had to check so many places, but it's different once you land here. So yeah, I'm going to be sharing with you what to expect immediately you land Canada, and that's why I'm titling this video Landing Canada. Yeah guys, so there are some documents that you need to bring along. Please bring along your tax clearance card if you have one, and also bring along your income. Like if you can write it down, or you have a pay stub, bring that along. This is because once you come to Canada for the first time, you can't file tax till you have stayed in Canada for a full tax year. Like you have stayed in Canada for 180 something days. That is when you are eligible to file tax. But if you're coming with your children, that doesn't prevent you to start receiving your CCB. CCB means child care benefits. So once you're coming with your kids and you land Canada, you can start receiving your child care benefits. However, there are some forms you need to fill. And in one of those forms, you have to write down your income that you have received in Nigeria for the past, I think, 3 years. I think what I did was 3 years. So for example, let's say for the past 3 years, or I'm asking for 2023, 2022, it has different exchange rates. You have to go look for 2022 exchange rates and write it down there. That is the only way they can calculate how much you'll be earning for CCB. That's for childcare benefits. You understand? I don't know if you guys get me, but I'm going to do a whole video of that later on. But right now, before you even board that plane, that is one of the documents you need to bring: your tax clearance card and your pay stub, or you don't need to submit your pay stub, but you need to write down on the form how much you've earned for the past 3 years. The next thing I would like to share or talk about is that please do not sign your COPR. Once IRCC ask for your passport comes back with a visa and a form. That form is what they call COPR. There's a place there where you need to sign, but do not sign your COPR at home. You have to sign your COPR at point of entry in front of the immigration officer assessing your documents. Please, so many people have made that mistake because you wouldn't know. If you don't ask questions, you wouldn't know, and signed their COPR. I don't know what happened, but please, the way that passport just came, just put it like that. Do not touch it. You can just go, check it, admire it again, and be happy. But please do not sign anywhere on your COPR or anywhere on your passport till you are in front of an immigration officer that would request for that and, ask you questions. Another one is that please try to get an Airbnb before landing Canada. If you're coming to Canada and you have friends or families that want to, receive you and keep you in their house, please accept it, as in just embrace it like that, because the amount you're going to spend for housing here is no joke. You understand? So if you have help, like someone is offering you that, like, okay, John, you can just come to stay with us for a while you settle, please just collect, just accept and say thank you. People that come here without friends or without family, try to get an Airbnb before coming. You don't want to land Canada and you are stranded. So 3 things I've shared now: do not sign your COPR, try to get your Airbnb, or if you have friends, and please check with the friends a day before you land. Can I still come? It's not the one that you have told them like 3 months I'm coming and they not see you, and immediately at the airport you are now calling. Check with them. Can I still come? I'm on my way. If you land, before you land again, I'm coming. No, let them understand that you are still coming. I've heard some cases, but just to be sure with them, can I still come? You're just gonna stay for a while. It's not as if you're staying there for the whole year. Once you land, then you start looking for an apartment. The first one I spoke about was bring your tax clearance card. That is if you want to go to school. When I came, I needed that tax clearance card because, I had not filed tax in Canada and I wanted to go to school. They needed to know how much, and they needed proof to know how much I earned, you understand? So either you bring your tax clearance card if you, still want to study, but just bring it to be safe. Then you also need to bring your pay stub, or if you know it offhand, write it down somewhere. Once you come and you're filling your child care benefit form, you just put it there. This is how much I earned. This is how much I earned for this period to this period in Canadian dollars. So another document is that you should please write in a sheet of paper everything you're bringing to Canada, like your food stuff, what is in your bag. Just write it down. If you also have goods to follow, they call it goods to follow. This one is not coming with you, but it's coming after you, like you're shipping it down. As a new immigrant, permanent resident, you can bring your couch, you can bring your car, you can bring anything that you want to ship down, or anyhow you want to bring it. They call it goods to follow. You are allowed to bring it to Canada. There's just an entire process to that. You understand? So you have to write that, goods to follow. You also have to write the ones that you're coming with, because once you get to the airport, they will ask you for it and you need to submit it. Make photocopies, for 2 photocopies, one for yourself and one for the officer that is going to ask you for that. So let us talk about landing Canada. Once you land Canada, as in once you're in that plane and they've told you that, oh, you have arrived YYZ airport. I don't know about others, but there's this feeling I had. I was so nervous. I was confused. Like, I didn't know what to expect. Even leaving my country, I already had this, feeling of, oh, what to expect. There's some people that feel excited. They feel relieved. They feel happy. But for me, that was how I felt. So you really wouldn't know the kind of feeling that will hit you at that point. But, it's just another feeling entirely. Once you're on the plane, they will give you a form. In that form, there are some things they'll ask you in that form, like how much you're bringing to Canada. If you're bringing 10,000 upwards, they'll ask you to declare it. There are so many other things on the form that you have to fill. Remember now, on the plane, you have a form. Remember, you also have your goods to follow form, and the other form that, has all the things, all the stuff that you have in your bag. Those 3 forms you will submit once you land. For me, they asked me for those forms. Other people, I don't know if they asked, but for me, they asked. If you're coming with children, keep your children close to you, like very close to you, because the airport is big. My dear, when I got there, I was like, what? Like, I'm not traveled that. That was my first time traveling outside my country. And I saw the airport, I was like, what? Like, where do I begin? It's not as if, anyone is directing you or go there or go here. Please ask questions. That was the only thing I did that, really didn't make sense, because I was just too nervous. I didn't know who to speak to. Ask questions if you know that you're not going, or if you feel you're not going to the right direction, because you also need to meet with an immigration officer with your passport. Meanwhile, on that passport, that's when you have submitted your passport for the visa stamping. Once your passport comes, it comes with the visa and COPR. Please do not sign on your COPR. Do not, that one thing, boldly written, do not sign on your COPR. Do not sign on anywhere on your passport. Your COPR is what you're going to be using, like it's a means of identification here. Do not sign on it before you land Canada. Once you get to the immigration officer, that's once you come down from the plane, and you've met with the people that is asking you for the goods to follow and all that, you are to meet an immigration officer. That immigration officer is going to check your passport and ask you a couple of questions. First off, keep your children close to you because you have their passports also with you. Listen carefully to what the immigration officer is saying. My dear, in my case, I told you I was nervous and all that. So I got there and the lady was asking questions I couldn't hear. I was just asking because they ask questions like security questions, like, okay, have you been rejected? Have you been a member of this, a member of that? If you're not listening carefully and you answer yes to any of those questions, I don't know what will happen, no, but for in my own case, I was listening, but I wasn't hearing. I don't know how to explain it. I was listening very carefully. Well, it was really rowdy that day. There were lots of people that were landing, and we had kids crying, some were playing, and all that. If you cannot hear, ask again. There's no issue. Nobody's going to ask you or talk to you rudely. Ask them, can you repeat that again, please? They would repeat it. For my own case, she repeated like 3 times. As in, I had to like say it again, let me hear. You understand? And she was so nice. And she was like, oh no, I know the airport is, rowdy today and kids everywhere. I said, yeah. But I knew deep down that I didn't just understand, they speak very fast. So I didn't just understand what she was saying. But please listen to what they would ask. They would also ask where you'll be staying and all that. Depending on the officer, there are different questions they're going to ask you. Me, I'm just telling you the one that, I was asked, where I was staying, who I was staying with, if I've got an Airbnb, and all those kind of questions. Please listen carefully and answer correctly. Then the officer will now stamp the paper and ask you to sign. Do not sign on your COPR before leaving your country. Do not sign on your COPR before leaving your country. So the officer asks you those questions, and if he's satisfied or she's satisfied, then the officer stamps your COPR and you sign. And you now go to where your baggage is. So all these things that I've said will take about 1 hour. You understand? If not more than 1 hour. So you know how the bag is now. Once you go take your baggage, you know how it is where you stand and it rolls out. When I got there, I didn't see anything rolling. Like everything was on the floor. And the bag I used was a bag called Musbao. I don't know if you guys, people in Nigeria that relocate, I'm sure they know that Musbao bag because the bag is very light and it's sturdy. You understand? If you use that bag, you would have like your complete 23 kg without the bag adding any kg to what you already have. So some people use other bags and that are heavy. The main bag alone is already weighing like 2 kg, 3 kg. So I used that Musbao bag and it's black. On getting there, I just saw black bags everywhere. I was confused. I had my children, my child with me. I was like, what? Like, how do I identify? And that's where bags go missing. You see some people will carry someone else's bag and all that. So please, before you leave, try and tie something. If it's, a material, something that, once you see it, you would know this is your bag. Some people even go as far as wrapping their bag in the airports. Like in Nigeria airport, they can wrap your bag with, there's this thing they used to wrap the bag and they put a tag on it. But please, my mom, when I was leaving, she made sure that she tied one Ankara to my bag. So when I said I knew that, but it was a long search because so many people were, landed that day. So I had to be looking, and there were lots of black bags, same bags. So I had to be looking till I saw my bag. So that would take about, 30 minutes or what, it depends on how much it is for you to find your bag. Then you get your cart and put your luggage and everything you carried on your cart and go to the arrival session. Now this part is where you're going to either meet with a family member or meet with anyone that's coming to pick you. For those that do not have anyone coming to pick them, I still offer that service. You guys want to see my face now. So for those that still want to come and they don't have anyone to pick them, just send me a message. That's one of the services that I offer here in Canada. And for those that have people to pick them, yes, they'll be happy to see you. If you don't have anyone, you don't want to see my face, you can as well just, get a taxi. And that is where, this other tip comes from. Make sure that you have dollars with you. So once you're landing now, you need to start, speaking in dollars. You need to start using dollars, spending dollars. No more naira. Do not bring naira with you. That naira has just gone to waste, except you want to just give someone that is going back to Nigeria. Yeah. So change all your money, and that's why even in my videos I said keep your POF in dollars. Sometimes I meet with that officer that would even ask you for proof of your POF. Do not spend your POF. Change it into dollars. Yeah, so that's it about this video. Let's just go over the information and documents and tips that I think you need to know while on the plane or before you land Canada. First one is come with your tax clearance card. Second is please come with your pay stub or write down somewhere the income you earned before coming to Canada, like the income you earned in your country before coming to Canada. The next one is do not sign on your COPR. Please do not sign anywhere on your COPR or your passport. The next one is for you to write your list of accompanying goods and your list of goods to follow. Make photocopies for you and the officer that's going to ask. Remember to fill the form that is going to be given to you on the plane. Then another tip is please when you're coming, try to change your money. If you had your POF in naira, try to change to US dollars, because once you land Canada, you would start spending money from the airports. Yeah, another tip about the POF is please do not touch your POF. There are cases where the immigration officer asks you for your POF at points of entry. The next tip is please your kids. If you're coming with kids, hold them tight, keep them close. You don't want to come to Canada and start looking for your children as they're landing. Keep them close. Those kids, they can move anyhow. Before you turn like this, they're gone. Please keep them tight. Keep them close to yourself. Next is once you get to your immigration officer and you've, given them your passport, please just listen carefully to what they have to say. Listen carefully. They'll ask you questions that you need to respond to. If you do not understand what they've said, you can tell them to please, repeat the question again or talk slowly or something. They are very nice people. They are welcoming. This place, very welcoming. They'll smile. So you smile at them. You need any help, any assistance, you can talk to any of the officers. You miss your way, you can talk to anybody, like any of the officers you see. Just ask them questions and they will direct you. So if you follow all the steps that I have just mentioned to you, I tell you, you should be out of the airport in like maybe 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. It wouldn't really take much of your time. So please just follow the steps and you would have a beautiful landing process. Thank you for sticking with me to the end of this video. If you're new to this channel and you enjoy the content that I share and you want to join this community, please subscribe, click the like button and share. Please just share this video, because like I always say, you don't know who might need this video. If I had this video before I came to Canada, I'm sure that now that I've just been chilling and landing and but I was really nervous. That's why I picked out this content to share, so you guys know what to expect. It's not just coming to Canada and getting your stuff, get this, get that. Once you land Canada, as you're coming out from the plane, what do you expect? What are the steps that you need to take? Those videos or those contents are also extremely important. Share. Till next week, where we'll be talking about how to link and get your permanent residence card once you land. Thank you so much. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Bye.